Listen to me. Too many of you are walking around with potential, but you ain't tapping into it. You're living like 50% when God created you to be 100%. The best version of you is not something you find. It's something you fight for every single day. You gotta understand, nobody owes you anything. The world is not gonna hand you the best version of yourself. You gotta grind for it, sweat for it, bleed for it. The best version of you comes when you stop making excuses and start making adjustments. Some of you are waiting for motivation. Stop waiting. Discipline will take you places motivation never could. The best version of you is born in the moments you feel like quitting. Let you push anyway. Let me tell you something. You can't be the best version of you trying to be like everybody else. Stop copying, stop comparing, stop comparing. There's only one you. God gave you a gift, and it's your responsibility to develop it, sharpen it, and use it to change your life and somebody else's. So the question is not, can I be the best version of me? The question is, will I put in the work every single day, no matter what, to unlock the best version of me? Because the best version of you is already inside you. You just gotta wake it up. Some of you right now, you're not living at the level you're supposed to live. Not because you don't have talent, not because you don't have the gift, but because you're still holding on to excuses. You keep telling yourself why it can't be done. You keep rehearsing the story of your struggle, and you wear that struggle like a badge of honor. But I came to tell you today, excuses don't make you stronger, they make you stuck. Excuses don't take you to the next level. They keep you at the same level. And the only way you're going to become the best version of yourself is if you stop making excuses and start making adjustments. I know what you're saying. You don't understand my life. You don't understand what I've been through. But listen to me. Everybody's got a story. Everybody's got pain. Everybody's got a reason why they could have quit, why they could have folded. But champions don't live by excuses. Champions live by adjustments. And when I talk about adjustments, I'm talking about when life hits you in the mouth, when it throws something at you that you didn't expect. You don't cry about it. You don't complain about it. You don't throw a pity party. You adjust. You say, E.T., I want to be the best version of myself, but I don't have the money. Okay, then adjust. Find a way to learn without money. Find mentors online. Read the free books. Watch the free videos. The excuse is I don't have money. The adjustment is I'm going to hustle with what I do have. Stop looking at what you don't have and start using what you do have. That's the adjustment. Somebody else is saying, E.T., I don't have time. I work 2 jobs. I've got kids. I've got responsibilities. Okay, I hear you. But everybody gets 24 hours. Yeah, you're not going to get more hours than me. You're not going to get more hours than Bill Gates, Elon Musk, Oprah, or anybody else. We all get 24. Stop making the excuse about time. Start adjusting your schedule. Maybe you can't watch TV anymore. Maybe you can't spend 2 hours scrolling on your phone. Maybe you can't hang out with your friends every weekend. Adjustment means I'm willing to sacrifice something temporary for something permanent. Do you hear what I'm saying? Excuses are comfortable, but they're killers. Excuses are soft, but they're deadly. And too many of you are living in comfort with excuses instead of living in discomfort with adjustments. The pain of adjusting is temporary, but the pain of excuses lasts a lifetime. Some of you are 20, 30, 40 years old, and you're still telling the same excuse you told yourself 10 years ago. And that excuse has kept you from becoming who you were supposed to be. When I was homeless, when I was eating out of trash cans, I had every excuse to quit. I had every excuse to say life isn't fair. I had every excuse to point fingers. But listen to me, excuses don't change the situation. Crying doesn't change the situation. Complaining doesn't change the situation. What changes the situation is when you start making adjustments. I didn't have a bed. I didn't have a house. I didn't have resources, but I had a dream. And so I adjusted. I studied in libraries. I walked around hungry, but I kept showing up. I slept in an abandoned building, but I didn't abandon my dream. You don't get to the next level because life is easy. You get to the next level because every time life throws a punch, you adjust and keep moving. Stop saying you can't lose weight because of your metabolism. Adjust your diet. Adjust your exercise. Stop saying you can't save money because everything is expensive. Adjust your spending. Adjust your priorities. Stop saying you can't study because you don't have the right environment. Adjust by finding a quiet corner, by putting headphones on, by waking up earlier. There's always a way to adjust. The question is, do you want it bad enough to make the adjustment? Or do you love your excuse too much to let it go? Do you understand that your excuse feels good in the moment because it releases you from responsibility? It makes you feel like it's not your fault. But in the long run, that excuse costs you your destiny. Every time you choose excuses, you're saying my comfort is more important than my calling. My pride is more important than my purpose. But when you choose adjustment, you're saying my dream matters more than my feelings. My future matters more than my excuses. Listen to me. Adjustments are not supposed to be easy. Adjustments are supposed to stretch you. Adjustments are supposed to push you out of your routine. Adjustments are supposed to make you uncomfortable. But it's that discomfort that produces growth. That produces growth. Think about a plane in the air. If the pilot notices the plane is off course, he doesn't just keep flying in the wrong direction because it's easier. He makes adjustments. Because if he doesn't, the plane never lands at the right destination. Some of you are flying through life with your dream, with your career, with your family, but you're off course and you refuse to make adjustments. And you wonder why you keep landing in places you never wanted to be. It's because you love your excuses more than your adjustments. You want to be the best version of you? Stop telling people why you can't and start showing people how you can. No, stop rehearsing the story of your pain and stop rewriting the story with adjustments. Stop saying one day and start saying one day and start saying day one. Just now. If it means waking up earlier, do it. If it means staying up later, do it. If it means cutting people off, do it. If it means learning new skills, do it. Whatever adjustment you got to make to get where you want to be, do it. Because I promise you, the regret of excuses will haunt you longer than the pain of adjustments ever will. You're not stuck because you don't have options. You're stuck because you don't like the options that require sacrifice. You don't like the option that says, put the work in. You don't like the option that says, humble yourself and start small. But that's the only option that leads to greatness. Stop rejecting the adjustments that could save your life because you're addicted to the excuses that are killing your life. I need you to get this. You are powerful enough to adjust. Don't tell me you can't. Don't tell me it's impossible. You've adjusted before. When COVID hit, you adjusted. When you lost that job, you adjusted. When somebody walked out of your life, you adjusted. You're still here because you adjusted. You're still here because you adjusted. So don't act like you can. You just don't want to. But if you want to be the best version of yourself, you got to want the adjustment more than you want the excuse. And hear me, the more you adjust, the stronger you get. The first time you wake up at 4 a.m., it hurts. But the more you adjust, the more it becomes normal. The first time you sacrifice hanging with friends to work on your craft, it stings. But the more you adjust, the more you start to enjoy the grind. Adjustments that felt like pain at first eventually feel like power. And that's when you know you're becoming the best version of you. So the question is simple. Which one are you going to choose today? Excuses or adjustments? Comfort or growth? Weakness or strength? You can't both. If you want to be the best version of you, excuses cannot be in your vocabulary anymore. Every time life says no, you adjust until you get a yes. Every time life shuts a door, you adjust until you find another one. Every time life knocks you down, you adjust until you stand taller. Excuses are chains. Adjustments are keys. You get to decide which one you're going to hold on to. Some of you are waiting for motivation to hit before you move, before you grind, before you chase your dream. You're sitting around saying, when I feel it, I'll do it. When I'm motivated, I'll start. And that's the reason why you're not where you're supposed to be. That's the reason why your dream is still on hold. Motivation is like a mood. It comes and it goes. It's like the weather. One day is sunny, the next day is raining. You can't build your life, your dream, your future on something as inconsistent as motivation. Motivation is good to start, but discipline is what keeps you going when you don't feel like it. Motivation is the spark, but discipline is the fire. I need you to understand this. The best version of you will not come out because you were motivated for a few days. It will come out because you were disciplined for years. Motivation will get you out of bed one morning, but discipline will get you out of bed every morning. Motivation will help you study for 1 hour, but discipline will have you studying for months until you master your craft. Motivation will get you in the gym for 1 week, but discipline will keep you there for the next 5 years, transforming your body. That's the problem. Too many of you are chasing motivation like it's a drug. You want the hype, you want the feeling, you want the goosebumps, you want the energy. But let me tell you something, discipline doesn't care about feelings. Discipline is not sexy. Discipline is not hype. Discipline is not glamorous. Discipline is boring, repetitive, consistent. Discipline is doing the same thing day in and day out, even when nobody's clapping, even when nobody's watching, even when you don't feel like it. But it's that boring consistency that creates extraordinary results. I wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning, not because I'm motivated every day, but because I'm disciplined. Do you think I feel like it every morning? No. Do you think I want to jump out of bed when the alarm rings? No, but I made a commitment to myself, and my discipline doesn't ask my feelings for permission. That's the difference. Motivation asks your feelings how you feel about it. Discipline tells your feelings to shut up and get in line. You say you want to be successful, you say you want to be the best version of you, but you're waiting for motivation. That's why you start, and stop, and stop. You get hyped, you watch a video, you read a book, you listen to a speech, and you're fired up for 2 days. Then life hits you, you don't feel anymore, and you quit. Success doesn't come to people who start and stop. Success comes to people who keep going no matter how they feel. Listen to me, motivation is about emotion, but discipline is about decision. Motivation is about hype, but discipline is about habits. Motivation is about how you feel, but discipline is about what you do regardless of how you feel. And the truth is, feelings will betray you. You don't always feel like waking up early. You don't always feel like working out. You don't always feel like studying. You don't always feel like studying. You don't always feel like grinding. But if you're disciplined, you do it anyway. And it's that I do it anyway mindset that separates the amateurs from the professionals, the talkers from the doers, the dreamers from the achievers. I remember when I was grinding for my PhD, there were days motivation would have quit on me. Motivation would have told me to take a break, to rest, to come back later. But discipline pushed me through. Discipline said, "Eat, you started this, you're gonna finish this. Eat, you made a commitment, you're not breaking it." Discipline carried me when motivation disappeared. And that's why I finished. That's why I graduated. That's why I stand here today. Some of you have talent, some of you have gifts, some of you have gifts, some of you have opportunities, but you're wasting them because you don't have discipline. Talent without discipline is wasted potential. Gifts without discipline are buried treasure. Opportunities without discipline turn into regrets. It's not enough to be motivated. It's not enough to be talented. It's not enough to have potential. If you don't put discipline behind it, it won't last. You want a better life, build better disciplines. You want better results, build better disciplines. You want to change your body, your money, your career, your relationships. Stop waiting for motivation and start practicing discipline. Discipline is a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. At first, it's hard. At first, it's uncomfortable. At first, it feels impossible. But the more you stick with it, the more natural it becomes. What was once hard becomes normal. What was once impossible becomes automatic. That's why I'm telling you, discipline is the greatest form of self-love. Because when you're disciplined, you're telling yourself, I love my future more than I love my comfort. I love my goals more than I love my excuses. I love my purpose more than I love my feelings. Every time you're disciplined, you're making investment in your future self. You're putting deposits in the bank of success. And when the time comes, those deposits will pay off. But if all you rely on is motivation, you're broke because motivation doesn't last. You can be motivated today and discouraged tomorrow. You can be motivated in the morning and lazy at night. You can be motivated when people are cheering and depressed, when nobody notices you. Motivation is not stable enough to build your destiny on. Discipline is. Do you hear what I'm saying? Do you hear what I'm saying? Discipline will wake you up when motivation is asleep. Discipline will push you when motivation is tired. Discipline will keep you focused when motivation is distracted. Discipline will keep you consistent when motivation disappears. That's why the greatest athletes, the greatest leaders, the greatest entrepreneurs, the greatest human being, they're not the most motivated. They're the most disciplined. I need you to get this. You don't rise to the level of your motivation. You fall to the level of your discipline. No, when things get tough, you won't rise because you're motivated. You'll rise because you built the habit of discipline. When life gets dark, you won't survive because you're motivated. You'll survive because you're disciplined. Motivation is a boost, but discipline is a backbone. Every morning when you wake up, you have two choices. You can let your feelings run your day, or you can let your discipline run your day. One of them is going to control you. If your feelings control you, your life will always be inconsistent. If your discipline controls you, your life will always be progressing. You may not get there overnight. You may not feel it every day, but with discipline, you will get there. You want to know why some people succeed and some people fail? It's not because of luck. It's not because of talent. It's not because of motivation. It's because of discipline. Some people do what they said they would do no matter what. Some people show up every single day no matter how they feel. Some people push even when it hurts, even when it's boring, even when it's inconvenient, and those are the people who win. Those are the people who become the best version of themselves. So stop chasing motivation. Stop waiting for a feeling. Stop waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect day, the perfect move. That's not how success works. Success belongs to the discipline. Discipline doesn't wait, it acts. Discipline doesn't feel, it decides. Discipline doesn't quit, it finishes. Stop trying to be like everybody else. Stop trying to fit in when you were born to stand out. Some of you will never reach your full potential because you're too busy looking at somebody else's lane. You're trying to run their race instead of running your own. You're trying to copy their moves instead of discovering your own gift. You're comparing your chapter 1 to the chapter 20 and wondering why you're losing. You're losing because you're playing the wrong game. You can't win being a cheap copy of somebody else. You only win when you are the best version of yourself. You don't even realize how much energy you waste trying to be like somebody else. You don't even realize how much of your potential you bury every time you compare yourself. The truth is, God gave you something unique. He put something in you that he didn't put in anybody else. And the more time you spend trying to be like them, the less time you spend developing what's in you. That's why you feel empty. That's why you feel stuck. That's why you're frustrated. Because deep down you know you're not living your life. You're living somebody else's. Stop comparing your behind the scenes to somebody else's highlight reel. You see them shining, you see them winning, you see the results, but you don't see the grind. You don't see the tear. You don't see the nights they wanted to quit. And then you use their success as an excuse to doubt yourself. You say, I'll never be like them. Good. You're not supposed to be like them. You're supposed to be like you. And the day you realize that, the day you embrace your own lane, is the day you'll start winning. Listen, the reason why some of you can't find peace is because you're out of alignment. You're trying to wear shoes that don't fit you. You're trying to walk in a destiny that doesn't belong to you. You're looking at somebody else's success and you think that's your blueprint. No, their blueprint is theirs. Yours is yours. And the moment you stop copying and start creating, that's when you'll feel free. That's when the pressure lifts. That's when you stop feeling like you're not enough. Because the truth is, you are enough when you're being you. Do you know why some people are miserable, even when they're successful? Because they achieved success being somebody else. They wore a mask, they lived a lie. They chased what looked good instead of what was meant for them. And now they've got the money, the status, the recognition, but they don't have peace. Because nothing you gain by being fake will ever fill the emptiness that comes from not being real. I would rather fail as my authentic self than succeed as a counterfeit. Because when you're authentic, even if you lose, you win. You gotta stop copying people's style, their grind, their timing, their process, just because they wake up at 4 a.m. Doesn't mean you have to. Just because they built their business one way, doesn't mean you have to. Just because they succeeded in one field doesn't mean you have to. What you need to do is take the principles, learn the lessons, and then apply them in your own way. Be inspired, but don't imitate. Be influenced, but don't copy. Because imitation might get you attention for a moment, but authenticity will give you respect for a lifetime. Some of you don't believe in yourself because you've been comparing yourself for so long that you don't even know who you are anymore. You've lost your voice. You've lost your voice. You've lost your style. You've lost your confidence, and now you're frustrated because you're trying to fight battles with someone else's weapons. David didn't beat Goliath with Saul's armor. He beat him with his own slingshot. You don't win with somebody else's gift. You win with your own. The power is in what's already in your hands. The strength is in what you already carry. But you'll never see it if you keep wishing for what somebody else has. Stop letting comparison steal your joy. Stop letting it rob your confidence. Every time you scroll through social media and compare, you're planting seeds of doubt in your own soil. Those seeds grow into insecurity, into jealousy, into fear. You can't harvest greatness in your own life when you're busy watering somebody else's. Focus on your garden. Focus on your soil. Focus on your lane, because your lane has blessings that were designed specifically for you. Listen to me. The greatest gift you can give this world is to be fully, unapologetically yourself. There's already a Steve Jobs, already a LeBron James, already a Michael Jordan. We don't need another copy. We need you. We need your voice, your ideas, your perspective, your gift. Somebody is waiting for what only you can give. Somebody's life will change because of your authenticity. But if you keep hiding, if you keep copying, if you keep comparing, that person never gets what they need from you. And don't tell me you're not enough. Don't tell me you don't have what it takes. You got exactly what it takes to be you. Stop saying you're not smart enough, not talented enough, not gifted enough. You're not supposed to be them. You're supposed to be you. And when you embrace your own lane, your own gift, your own style, you'll realize you've got everything you need to win. The best version of you is the real version of you. Not the polished version, not the filtered version, not the fake version you put on for approval. The raw, honest, authentic version. The version that's not afraid to admit mistakes. The version that's not afraid to stand alone. The version that's not afraid to be different. This difference is power. Difference is leverage. Difference is what makes you unforgettable. Think about it. The people we celebrate the most are the ones who dared to be themselves. They didn't follow the crowd. They didn't copy the trend. They didn't compare themselves out of their gift. They embraced who they were, flaws and all, and they turned that authenticity into power. That's what you need to do. You need to stop running from who you are and start running with who you are. I need you to get this. Comparison is the thief of joy, but authenticity is the source of strength. Every time you compare, you weaken yourself. Every time you copy, you diminish your power. But every time you embrace your authenticity, you multiply your influence. People can spot fake from a mile away, but they can also feel real from a mile away. And when you're real, you attract the right people, the right opportunities, the right energy. So the next time you catch yourself comparing, stop and remind yourself, I'm not them, and that's my advantage. The next time you attempt to copy, stop and remind yourself, I don't need to copy when I'm already original. The next time you feel insecure about your path, stop and remind yourself, my path was designed for me and nobody else can walk it like I can. Some of you are wondering why you can't get to the next level, why you keep hitting walls, why you keep losing momentum. You think it's because you don't have the right skills, you don't have the right opportunities, you don't have the right breaks. But let me tell you something. Sometimes it's not about what you lack. It's about who you're surrounded by. Your circle is either pushing you forward or pulling you backward. Your environment is either giving you fuel or draining your energy. If you want to be the best version of yourself, you have to surround yourself with winners, not complainers. Think about it. If you hang around 5 people who complain every day, guess who becomes the 6th complainer? If you hang around 5 people who make excuses, guess who becomes the 6th excuse maker? On the flip side, if you surround yourself with 5 people who are disciplined, hungry, grinding, focused, guess what? You're gonna level up without even realizing it. Energy is contagious. Attitudes are contagious. Habits are contagious. You can't expect to catch success if all you're breathing in is negativity. I remember when I was younger, I used to hang around people who always had a reason why life was unfair, why they couldn't win, why they were stuck. And for a while, I started thinking like them. I started believing that maybe success wasn't possible for me, that maybe I was doomed to the same cycle. But the moment I got around people who believed in growth, who believed in hard work, who believed in rising above their circumstances, everything changed. Suddenly my vision got bigger. My grind got stronger. My belief in myself got deeper. Not because I changed overnight, but because my environment did. Let me break it down for you. Winners see opportunities and challenges. Complainers see problems in every situation. Winners say, oh, let's figure this out. Complainers say, why does this always happen to me? Winners focus on solutions. Complainers focus on excuses. And if you let complainers feed your spirit long enough, you'll start singing their same song. That's why you got to be ruthless about who you let in your circle. This is your life. This is your dream. You can't afford to let someone else's negativity poison your vision. Some of you are loyal to the wrong people. You're so afraid of losing friends that you're willing to lose your future. You'd rather keep dead weight than cut ties and fly. Listen to me. Everybody can't go with you. Everybody's not supposed to go with you. And it doesn't make them bad people. It just means they're not aligned with where you're going. If you want to soar, you can't keep hanging around people who are content with crawling. And don't get it twisted. I'm not saying you cut people off and act like you're better than them. I'm saying you set boundaries. You limit how much of that negativity gets into your system. You spend less time in spaces that drain you and more time in spaces that challenge and inspire you. Because when you start to grow, when you start to rise, when you start to push yourself, you're going to need people who can push with you, not people who pull against you. Winners challenge you. Winners call you out when you're slacking. Winners remind you of your potential when you're doubting yourself. Winners don't let you settle for less. And sometimes that's uncomfortable, but that's exactly what you need. Comfort zones breed mediocrity. Accountability breed greatness. Greatness. You don't need more cheerleaders telling you it's okay to stay the same. You need teammates who demand you to grow. You got to start auditing your circle. Ask yourself, do the people around me inspire me or drain me? Do they push me or hold me back? Do they talk about ideas or gossip about people? Do they light a fire in me or put my flame out? If you're serious about becoming the best version of yourself, you can't just hope the right people show up. You gotta be intentional about finding them. Go where the hungry people are. Go where the builders are. Go where the dreamers are. Put yourself in rooms where the standard is high, where excellence is the expectation, not the exception. And I know some of you are saying, but E.T., I don't have access to those kinds of people. Yes, you do. In the age of technology, you can surround yourself with winners through books, podcasts, videos, communities online. You can let people who are living at a higher level speak into your life daily. You can change what you consume. Stop watching nonsense, start feeding your mind with greatness. You might not be able to sit at the table with certain people physically, but you can still learn from them. You can still grow with them. You can still let their energy push you higher. I'll tell you right now, complainers are comfortable. They love staying the same. They love blaming everyone else. They love recycling the same problems without doing anything about them. And when you're not careful, they'll make you believe that's normal. But it's not normal to stay stagnant. It's not normal to spend your whole life complaining and never changing. What's normal is growth. What's normal is progress. What's normal is fighting for better. That's what you were built for. You got to protect your vision. Your dream is fragile. It's like a seed, and the soil you planted in matters. If you plant in negativity, it's going to suffocate. If you plant it in fear, it's going to wither. But if you plant it in an environment of winners, an environment of faith, resilience, and discipline, is going to flourish. The best version of you can't grow in toxic soil. It needs the right atmosphere. So I'm telling you right now, stop letting complainers rent space in your head. Stop letting negative people have a voice in your future. You don't owe anyone access to your destiny. You owe yourself the chance to become everything you were created to be. And that means surrounding yourself with winners. Winners in mindset, winners in work ethic, winners in energy, winners in vision. Because when you run with lions, you learn how to roar. When you run with eagles, you learn how to soar. But if you stay with pigeons, don't be surprised when you never leave the ground. You have to make a decision today. Who are you going to give your time, energy, and attention to? Because that decision will shape who you become. If you want to be average, stay with complainers. If you want to be extraordinary, surround yourself with winners. It's that simple. Life is going to hit you. I don't care who you are, where you come from, or how much money you got in the bank. Life will test you. You're going to face struggles. You're going to face pain. You're going to face seasons where you question everything. But here's the difference between those who stay stuck and those who rise. Winners don't let pain paralyze them. They let pain power them. They don't just survive it, they use it. They turn pain into power. Some of you are so focused on the hurt that you can't see the help inside the hurt. You're so stuck in the setback that you don't realize it's a setup for your comeback. Pain is not your enemy. Pain is your teacher. Pain is the signal that you're growing, that you're stretching, that you're moving into new territory. Growth never comes without discomfort, and power never comes without pressure. That's why diamonds form under heat. That's why steel is forged in fire. Right. That's why warriors are made in battle, not in comfort. The truth is, some of you are wasting your pain. You cry about it, you complain about it, you run from it. But hear me, pain is the most expensive currency you will ever own. If you learn how to invest it, it will pay you back tenfold. But if you throw it away, you stay broke in spirit. Every time life knocks you down, you have a choice. You can let it bury you, or you can let it build you. You can let it weaken you, or you can let it weaponize you. Think about every great story you've ever heard. Every champion, every leader, every game changer, none of them made it without pain. They didn't skip the suffering. They didn't bypass the hardship. They used it. They let it shape them, discipline them, strengthen them. Their pain became their purpose, their power, their platform. And that's what you got to do. Instead of asking, why me? Start asking, what now? Instead of asking, what am I supposed to learn from this? Ask, what am I supposed to learn from this? How can I grow from this? How can I turn this into fuel? Let me talk to you from the heart. I've been homeless. I've been fatherless. I've been broke. I've been betrayed. I've had people I love walk away. I felt pain that made me want to quit. Pain that made me question if I even belonged here. But I didn't let it define me. I let it drive me. I let it light a fire in me. I told myself, if I can survive this, there's nothing I can't do. And now when I look back at that pain, I realized it was necessary. Without the struggle, there would be no strength. Without the struggle, without the pain, there would be no purpose. Without the hurt, there would be no hunger. And you got to see your story the same way. Maybe you went through abuse. Maybe you went through heartbreak. Maybe you failed over and over. Maybe you lost someone you loved. And it hurt so bad you thought it would destroy you. But I'm telling you, it didn't destroy you. You're still here. That means the pain is proof you're stronger than you think. That means you got intact power inside you. That means if you channel it, you can inspire somebody else who's going through the same storm. Your scars are not signs of weakness. They're proof you survived. The problem is, most people run from pain instead of running through it. But you can't conquer what you avoid. If you keep running, pain will always chase you. The only way to beat it is to face it, to embrace it, to let it do its work in you. When you lift weights, the pain in your muscles is a signal they're growing. When you push yourself to new levels, the discomfort is a sign you're expanding. It's the same in life. That pain you feel, that's growth. That's transformation. That's the making the best version of you. But listen, pain without purpose will break you. Pain with purpose will make you. You've got to decide what to do with it. You can waste it by complaining, or you can use it as fuel. You can sit in it, or you can stand on it. Every time life hurts you, you got two choices. Suffer with it or build with it. Winners build. Champions build. Leaders build. They don't let pain go unused. They squeeze it for everything it's worth. And here's the thing. When you turn your pain into power, you don't just change your life, you change other people's lives too. There's somebody out there waiting for your story. Somebody who's about to give up. Somebody who's on the edge, and the only thing that can pull them back is seeing you rise from the same fire they're in. Your survival gives them hope. Your comeback gives them courage. Your strength shows them what's possible. That's why you can't quit. That's why you can't waste your pain. because it's not just about you, it's about the lives attached to you. So the next time you feel pain, don't curse it, don't hate it, don't run from it. Ask yourself, how can I use this? How can I let this build? How can I let this sharpen me? Stop looking at pain as punishment and start looking at it as preparation. You're being shaped, you're being tested, you're being refined. Every tear, every heartbreak, every failure is molding you into the person you need to be to carry the dream you've been given. You can't carry greatness with weak shoulders. You can't handle destiny with a fragile spirit. That's why you've been tested. That's why you've been pushed. That's why you've been put. It's not to destroy you. It's to develop you, to make you tough enough, strong enough, resilient enough to step into your calling and dominate. So don't waste your pain. Don't drown in it. Don't let it turn you bitter. Let it turn you better. Let it give you fire. Let it give you focus. Let it give you strength. Let it give you a story that inspires millions. Take that pain and turn it into power. Because when you do, nothing in this world can stop you. Consistency is the cheat code that everybody overlooks. People keep asking me, what's the secret to success? What's the formula? What's the hack? They want some magical blueprint, some overnight miracle. But the truth is so simple, it almost feels boring. Success is consistency. Greatness is consistency. You don't become the best version of yourself by doing something once in a while. You become the best version of yourself by showing up every single day, whether you feel like it or not, whether it's convenient or not, whether anybody notices or not. Consistency is what separates amateurs from professionals, dreamers from doers, talkers from legend. And the problem with so many of you is that you're in love with the idea of greatness, but you're not in love with the grind of greatness. You get excited for a week. You're motivated for a month. You hit it hard for a season. But then life gets tough. The results don't come fast enough and you quit. You're on fire for a minute, then you go cold. You're consistent when it feels good. But inconsistency is killing your destiny. Let me say it plain. Inconsistent people never reach their full potential. Inconsistent people never see the harvest because they keep walking away before the seeds break the soil. Consistency is boring. That's why most people can't do it. It's waking up at the same time. It's putting in the work day after day. It's saying no to distractions over and over. It's eating right when nobody's watching. It's studying when your friends are out partying. It's staying disciplined even when you don't see results yet. It's doing the same thing again and again and again until it becomes who you are. That's the price of greatness, and most people aren't willing to pay it. They want the glory without the grind. But hear me clearly, consistency is not about perfection. It's about persistence. You're going to slip up sometimes. You're going to fall short sometimes. But the key is that you don't stay down. You don't let one bad day turn into a bad week. You don't let one misstep turn into quitting a whole marathon. Consistency means even when you fall, you get right back on track. It's not about never failing. It's about never stopping. Think about a farmer. He doesn't plant seeds one day, then disappear for 6 months, then come back and wonder where the crops are. No, every day he waters, every day he weeds, every day he tends the soil, and eventually the harvest comes. That's how success works. You can't plant once and quit. You gotta nurture your dream daily. You gotta feed it, protect it, and grind for it consistently until it grows into reality. Some of you are frustrated because you're inconsistent with your vision. You start a business, you stop. You start a workout plan, you stop. You start writing the book, you stop. You got half-finished projects everywhere because you don't stick with it long enough to see the breakthrough. And then you tell yourself it didn't work. No, it didn't fail. You quit too soon. You gave up before consistency could produce the results. Let me tell you something. Consistency compound. Small actions repeated over time create massive results. One workout doesn't transform your body, but a year of workouts changes everything. One study session doesn't make you a genius, but studying consistently builds mastery. It builds mastery. One kind gesture doesn't make you a leader, but consistently serving others earns you respect and influence. The little things done daily create the big life you dream of. And I know some of you are thinking, it's hard to be consistent when I don't see progress. That's the point. Consistency requires faith. It's believing that even if I don't see it today, my effort is not wasted. It's trusting that the process is working even when the progress is invisible. Champions don't need instant results to keep grinding. They trust the grind itself. They know that if they keep sowing, the harvest is inevitable. Consistency is also about identity. When you're inconsistent, it means you're still negotiating with yourself. You're still deciding whether you're serious. But when you become consistent, it stops being something you do and starts being who you are. You don't go to the gym because you feel like it. You go because you're an athlete. You don't study because there's a test. You study because you're a scholar. You don't grind because it's convenient. You grind because it's in your DNA. That's the level you gotta reach, where consistency is not a choice, it's your lifestyle. But here's the challenge. You can't fake consistency. People can smell it. Your results will reveal it. If you're inconsistent, your life will always show gaps. You'll always be starting over. You'll always be chasing momentum, but never maintaining it. Consistency is the bridge between goals and results. Without it, you stay stuck in potential. With it, you unlock the best version of yourself. And let me tell you something. Consistency is harder when you're alone. That's why accountability matters. That's why you need people who will check on you, challenge you, and push you when you feel like slacking. The greats don't just rely on willpower. They create systems and environments that demand consistency. They set routines. They eliminate distractions. They build habits that make success automatic. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. And systems are built through consistency. You've got to get serious about this. Stop treating your dreams like a hobby. Stop showing up when you feel like it. Stop waiting for perfect conditions. If you're going to do it daily. If you're going to chase it relentlessly. If you're going to commit fully. Stop starting and stop warm. Stop warming up and cooling down. Stop being hot one day and cold the next. You'll never be great like that. Greatness demands consistency. Think about the people you admire. They didn't get there overnight. They showed up for years when nobody was watching. They kept practicing, kept working, kept grinding long after others quit. That's why they shine now. Consistency creates credibility. Consistency builds trust with yourself and with others. When you know you'll show up no matter what, your confidence skyrockets. When others see you show up no matter what, your influence grows. Consistency builds momentum, and momentum is unstoppable. So the question is, can you keep showing up? Can you keep grinding when it's boring? Can you stay locked in when nobody's clapping for you? Can you stay consistent when life throws distractions your way? Because if you can, nothing can stop you. Not talent, not luck, not connection. Consistency beats them all. You've got dreams, you've got goals, you've got potential, but none of it means anything without consistency. Potential without consistency is wasted. Dreams without consistency are just fantasy. The best version of you is not built in a day, it's built daily. Every rep, every step, every choice, every sacrifice, it all adds up. That's how you transform. That's how you dominate. That's how you become unstoppable. The worst thing you can do is waste the gift you've been given. Every single one of you has something inside, something powerful, something unique that was placed in you before you even showed up on this planet. But here's the tragedy. Most people go to their graves never unwrapping that gift, never developing it, never using it to its fullest. And you're wondering why you feel empty, why you feel stuck, why you feel like something is missing. It's because your gift is collecting dust. You're sitting on your talent instead of sharpening it, instead of multiplying it. And the truth is, the best version of you can't even exist until you decide to take that gift and put it to work. You know what's crazy? Some of you spend more time developing things that don't even matter, scrolling through social media, binge watching shows, gossiping about people, than you spend developing the very gift that can set you free. And then you cry about being broke, cry about being stuck, cry about being average. No! Stop crying. Stop complaining. The gift you need to change your life is already inside you, but it won't activate until you put in the hours, until you get serious about learning, practicing, building. The world doesn't pay for potential. The world pays for results. And results come when you take what you've been given and maximize it. Don't tell me you don't have opportunities. Every day is an opportunity. Every morning you wake up is another chance to put in work on your gift. If you can talk, if you can write, if you can draw, if you can build, if you can lead, whatever it is, start sharpening that thing. Make it so sharp, so polished that when the world sees it, they can't deny you. Stop waiting for permission. Stop waiting for somebody to validate you. Your gift is already your validation. You don't need the world to tell you that you're valuable, you already are. But the world can't see that value until you put it on display. That means practice when nobody's watching. That means studying when your friends are partying. That means working on your craft while everybody else is sleeping. Because listen, talent might get you noticed, but discipline and development, that's what keeps you there. I need you to stop downplaying your gift. Some of you are scared to step into your greatness because you don't want people to think you're arrogant. Forget that. Don't dim your light just to make other people comfortable. If God gave you the ability, it's your responsibility to use it. Hiding your gift doesn't serve anybody. Playing small doesn't help the world. The world needs your full gift, not your half effort. Look at athletes, look at musicians, look at leaders. The difference between those who dominate and those who stay average isn't talent. Plenty of people have talent. The difference is work ethic. The difference is how much time they spent refining their gift. Kobe Bryant didn't just shoot hoops when he felt like it. He was in the gym at 4 a.m. day after day, year after year. That's why his gift wasn't just talent. It was excellence, and that's what separates winners from losers. Don't get it twisted. Developing your gift doesn't mean it's going to be easy. No, it's going to hurt. It's going to cost you. You're going to have to sacrifice. There will be days when you want to quit, when you feel like nothing is happening, when you question whether it's even worth it. But those are the moments that shape you. Those are the moments when you grow the most. The gift isn't just about talent, it's about character. Developing your gift develops you. It teaches you discipline, resilience, patience. It makes you strong enough to carry the weight of your own success. And listen carefully. Your gift is not just for you. It's not just about making money or getting recognition. Your gift is designed to serve others. When you use it, you don't just elevate yourself. You elevate everyone around you. That's why you can't afford to keep it hidden. There's somebody out there waiting on you to step up, waiting on you to walk in your purpose, waiting on you to bring your gift to the table. And if you don't, not only do you cheat yourself, but you cheat them too. You don't have to be perfect. You don't need to have it all figured out. You just need to start. Start messy, start scared, start small, but start. Every day you wait, you're falling further behind. Every day you put it off, you're missing opportunity. Stop telling yourself you'll do it tomorrow. Tomorrow isn't promised. The only time you have is now. And if you don't use now, you'll regret it later. Imagine yourself 10 years from now. Will you look back and say, I gave everything to develop my gift? Or will you look back and realize you wasted a decade doing nothing with the very thing that could have changed your life? Don't let regret be your story. Let growth be your story. Let discipline be your story. Let excellence be your story. So what's the move? Get up every day and put in work on your gift. Read, study, practice, fail, get back up, keep going. Surround yourself with people who push you, not people who distract you. Cut off the dead weight. Focus on progress, not perfection. And don't stop until your gift has reached its full potential. Because when you develop your gift, you don't just become better, you become unstoppable. And the best version of you is on the other side of that process. You can't become the best version of yourself if you don't control your environment. I don't care how much talent you've got. I don't care how much ambition you've got. If you put yourself in the wrong environment long enough, long environment will eat away at your gift, your energy, and your drive. You got to be intentional about where you spend your time and who you spend it with. Because whether you realize it or not, your environment is shaping you every single day. Either it's feeding your growth or it's feeding your destruction. Either it's pushing you forward or it's pulling you back. You can't play both sides. Some of you are wondering why you keep falling back in old habits. You're wondering why you can't stay consistent. And the truth is, it's not that you're weak, it's that your environment is stronger than your willpower. You keep putting yourself around people and places that don't match the future you say you want. You can't talk about wanting success, but keep hanging out in environments that breed failure. You can't talk about wanting discipline, while surrounding yourself with people who celebrate laziness, the math doesn't add up. You got to stop lying to yourself, telling yourself that you can handle it. No, you can't handle it. If you keep hanging around 5 broke people, you'll be the 6th. If you keep surrounding yourself with negativity, don't be surprised when negativity comes out of your mouth. If you keep letting toxic energy in your space, don't act shocked when your life feels toxic. That's not a coincidence. That's the environment doing its work on you. I need you to guard your mind and your energy like your life depends on, because it does. Your environment will determine your mindset, your habits, your standards, and your mindset and habits determine your future. That's how powerful it is. You can be gifted, but if you put yourself in the wrong environment, that gift will never reach its full potential. It's like planting a seed in bad soil. The seed is good, the potential is there, but the soil can't support it. Some of you are frustrated not because you lack talent, but because you keep planting yourself in the wrong soil. You've got to be ruthless about protecting your space. That means cutting off some relationships, no matter how long you've known them. That means saying no to environments that feel good in the moment but kill your growth in the long run. That means turning off the noise, the music, the gossip, the TV. That keeps feeding your mind garbage. If it's not feeding your growth, it's feeding your destruction. Choose wisely. You don't have to wait until everything around you is perfect, but you do have to be intentional. Start creating an environment that pushes you higher. Put yourself around people who challenge you, who make you uncomfortable because they expect more out of you. That's the kind of environment that forces you to level up. Get around winners, get around grinders, get around grinders, get around people who make you feel like you still got work to do. And sometimes it's not just people, it's physical space. Clean up your room. Clean up your workspace. Stop trying to build greatness in chaos. Your environment reflects your mind, and your mind reflects your environment. If your space is cluttered, your thoughts will be cluttered. If your space is disciplined, your actions will follow. Small changes in your environment can create massive changes in your behavior. Don't get it twisted. This isn't easy. It's hard to leave behind the people you grew up with. It's hard to change your daily routine. It's hard to let go of what's familiar, but you have to decide what's more important, your comfort or your calling, because you can't have both. You can't stay in the same toxic environment and expect a different life. Change your environment and you change your future. And don't just think about what you need to avoid. Think about what you need to add. Fill your environment with things that inspire you. Books that make you think bigger. Music that lifts your spirit. Mentors that sharpen your mind. Places that calm your soul and remind you of your goals. Your environment should be a reflection of where you're going, not just where you've been. Think about it. The best athletes, the best performers, the best leaders, they don't just work on themselves. They design their environments for success. They hire coaches, they surround themselves with experts, they put themselves in spaces that maximize focus and minimize distraction. They don't leave it to chance. They know if their environment is off, their performance will be off. So why are you leaving it to chance? I need you to get serious about this. If you want to rise to the next level, start by auditing your environment. Look at the people around you. Look at the places you spend your time. Look at the things you consume every day. Ask yourself, does this push me closer to the best version of me, or does this pull me further away? And if the answer is that it pulls you away, then you already know what you got to do. Yes, it's going to be uncomfortable. Yes, you're going to feel lonely for a season. But better to be alone in the right environment than surrounded in the wrong one. Because eventually the right environment will attract the right people. And when that happens, you'll realize you never lost. You just made space for something better. Protect your energy. Protect your mind. Protect your space. Because your environment is either building the best version of you or destroying it piece by piece. And the choice every single day is yours. The best version of you will never show up inside your comfort zone. Comfort is the killer of dreams. Comfort is the enemy of greatness. Every time you choose comfort over challenge, you're choosing average over excellence. You're choosing stagnation over growth. You're choosing the easy way when deep down, you know there's nothing waiting for you there but regret. You can't tell me you want to be successful. You can't tell me you want to be great. If every time life turns up the heat, you fold and run back to safety. The best version of you doesn't live in a space where everything feels good, easy. It lives on the other side of pain, sacrifice, and discipline. It's out there waiting for you, but you'll never touch it if you keep running back to comfort every time. Get tough. The truth is, you gotta get uncomfortable with being uncomfortable. You've gotta train yourself to lean into the struggle instead of avoiding it. That's where growth happens. Think about it. When you go to the gym, muscles don't grow because you sit on the bench and scroll on your phone. Muscles grow because you put them under stress. You push them past their limits. You tear the fibers so they can rebuild stronger. Life works the same way. Every time you step outside your comfort zone, you're tearing down the weak version of yourself so the stronger version can be rebuilt. Every time you run toward a challenge, you're building resilience, grit, and strength. But some of you are so addicted to comfort, you sabotage your own future. You want the promotion, but you don't want to do the extra work. You want the body, but you don't want to change your diet. You want the relationship, but you don't want to communicate your sacrifice. You want success, but you don't want to face failure. And I'm telling you, you can't have both. You can't cling to comfort and expect growth. You can't hide from the storm and expect to see the rainbow. Comfort might feel good in the moment, but long-term it costs more than you can imagine. The reason most people never reach their potential is because they never leave the comfort zone of mediocrity. They play it safe. They do just enough to get by. They avoid risks, they avoid challenges, they avoid anything that might make them look foolish. But the best of the best, the ones who actually rise, they're not afraid to fall flat in their face. They're not afraid to look stupid. They're not afraid to fail because they know failure is part of the process. They know every mistake, every rejection, every setback is just another step outside the comfort zone. And every step outside the comfort zone is a step closer to greatness. You have to stop waiting for the perfect condition. Stop waiting until you feel ready. You'll never feel ready. You'll never feel ready. That's the point. Growth doesn't come when you feel ready. It comes when you step into the unknown anyway. You've got to stop asking yourself, what if I fail? And start asking, what if I never try? Because the regret of never trying will haunt you longer than the sting of failure ever could. And let me keep it real with you. Comfort is not just about laziness. Sometimes comfort is toxic relationships. Sometimes comfort is hanging out with the same friends who don't want more out of life. Sometimes comfort is staying in a job you hate because it feels secure. Sometimes comfort is holding on to habits that you know are killing your future. Don't get it twisted. Comfort doesn't always look like a soft pillow. It can also look like chains. And if you don't break free, you'll stay stuck in the same cycle year after year, watching life pass you by. When you push past comfort, you discover something incredible. You find out who you really are. You discover strength you didn't know you had. You find courage you didn't think was in you. You unlock creativity and passion that was buried under fear. That's why you can't settle for the easy path. The best version of you is not found where it's easy. It's found where it's hard. It's found in the moments when you're tired, but you keep going. It's found in the moments when you want to quit, but you fight one more round. It's found in the nights you sacrifice sleep to chase your dream. Don't think this journey will be glamorous. Don't think stepping outside your comfort zone will feel good. It's going to hurt. It's going to scare you. It's going to stretch you in ways you've never been stretched before. But that's the point. Diamonds don't form in comfort. They form under pressure. Gold doesn't get refined in comfort. It gets refined in fire. And you are no different. Your greatness is forged in the struggle, not in the safety of your comfort zone. So you have a choice. You can keep living small, keep doing what feels easy, keep hiding from your potential. Or you can make the decision today that you're done settling for comfort. You're done letting fear dictate your future. You're done letting comfort rob you of your calling. You're gonna step into the discomfort, embrace the challenge, and fight for the best version of you. Because listen to me, your future self is begging you to stop playing it safe. Your future self is begging you to get uncomfortable today so that tomorrow you can live the life you were created for. Every time you wake up, ask yourself, am I choosing comfort or am I choosing growth? Am I choosing the easy way or am I choosing the best way? Am I settling for the version of me that's comfortable or am I fighting for the version of me that's great? The answer to those questions will shape your destiny. Comfort is cheap, but greatness is priceless. And the price of greatness is always paid outside your comfort zone. So don't run from the discomfort. Don't hide from the pain. Don't shrink back when life gets hard. Lean into it, push through it, embrace it. Because every step you take outside your comfort zone is a step toward the best version of you. And I promise you, when you finally break through, when you finally meet that version of yourself, you'll realize it was worth every ounce of struggle, every sleepless night, every sacrifice. The best version of you has been waiting all along, and it's time for you to go meet them. If you stop learning, you stop growing. The moment you think you know it all, the moment you think you've arrived, that's the exact moment you begin to die. You don't get to the best version of you by standing still. You get there by stretching, by reaching, by constantly feeding your mind, your spirit, your craft. Growth doesn't have an expiration date. You don't graduate from greatness. The best of the best of the best are still learning. The top athletes, the top entrepreneurs, the top leaders, they're obsessed with growth. They wake up every day hungry to learn something new, to get sharper, to get better. That's why they're at the top and everybody else is stuck at average. Some of you stopped growing the moment you left school. You closed the books. You stopped asking questions. You stopped looking for new knowledge. And now you wonder why you're stuck, why life feels stale, why your dreams seem further away. It's because you're trying to fight tomorrow's battles with yesterday's tools. The world is moving, evolving, upgrading, and you're standing still thinking what you knew 5 years ago is enough. No, it's not enough. If you want to be the best version of you, you got to keep learning, keep expanding, keep stretching. Don't confuse education with school. Education is bigger than classrooms. Learning doesn't stop with a diploma. Life itself is the greatest classroom you will ever sit in. Every experience, every conversation, every failure, every success is a lesson if you're willing to learn. Too many of you are so focused on the destination that you ignore the lessons in the journey. You miss the wisdom in the struggle. You miss the growth in the process. Stop rushing to arrive and start paying attention to the classroom of life. And don't just learn for the sake of learning, apply it. Application is the proof of knowledge. Some of you read books, watch videos, listen to motivational speeches, and then do nothing with it. You're hoarding information, but not transforming with it. That's like eating food and refusing to digest it. You'll stay bloated, but you won't be nourished. Stop being a collector of knowledge and start being a practitioner of knowledge. When you learn something new, test it, apply it, use it to level up. That's how you grow. You gotta become a student of your craft. Whatever it is you were born to do, study it. Don't just rely on talent. Talent without growth is wasted. If you can sing, study music. If you can lead, study leadership. If you can sell, study human behavior. If you can build, study system. Mastery is not about doing something once. It's about doing it over and over, learning, refining, and evolving. When people see you, they should know that you didn't just rely on raw talent. You invested in becoming excellent. Humility is the foundation of growth. You got to admit you don't know everything. Pride will keep you broke. Pride will keep you average. Pride will keep you blind to opportunities. Some of you don't grow because you're too embarrassed to ask questions. You don't want people to think you don't know. But let me tell you something. It's better to look foolish for a moment asking questions than to stay foolish for a lifetime pretending you know it all. Look at the greatest athletes. Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, LeBron James. They never stopped learning. They studied film. They studied opponents. They studied their own mistakes. That's why they became legends. Look at business giants. Bill Gates, Elon Musk, Warren Buffett. They're voracious readers, constant learners. Buffett reads hours every day. Musk teaches himself entire industries. Why? Because they understand that learning is leverage. Knowledge gives you an edge. It's not optional, it's survival. Every time you learn, you upgrade. Think of yourself like software. You can't run today's programs on yesterday's operating system. You need updates. You need new input. You need constant refinement. And every book you read, every mentor you sit under, every challenge you embrace, it's an update to your system. It's what keeps you from becoming outdated. Because let me tell you, the world doesn't care what you did 10 years ago. The world cares about what you can do today. Stop saying I'm not good at that. No, you're not good at that yet. Growth is possible in every area if you're willing to learn. You weren't born walking. You weren't born walking. You weren't born talking. You learn and you can learn again. Stop limiting yourself by saying what you can't do. Start asking, and what do I need to learn to make this possible? That shift alone will change your life. Some of you are scared to fail, but failure is one of the greatest teachers you'll ever have. Every time you fail, you gain data, you gain insight, you gain clarity. Failure is not final unless you refuse to learn from it. Don't run from failure, study it. Don't be ashamed of mistakes, mind them for wisdom. The best version of you is on the other side of mistakes you haven't made yet, lessons you haven't learned yet. Stop avoiding the very thing that's designed to grow you. And let me hit you with this. You got to protect your learning environment. Garbage in, garbage out. If all you consume is negativity, gossip, and nonsense, that's what will come out of you. But if you fill your mind with wisdom, truth, and knowledge, that's what will shape your thoughts, your actions, your habits. Feed your mind like you feed your body. You wouldn't eat junk food 24/7 and expect to be healthy. Don't feed your mind junk and expect to become great. Get around people who know more than you. Don't be the smartest person in the room. If you're always the smartest, you're in the wrong room. You need mentors, coaches, peers who challenge you. You need to be in rooms where you feel small, where you feel behind, where you feel like you got catching up to do. Because that pressure will stretch you, that environment will sharpen you. Iron sharpens iron, but only if you're willing to put yourself around stronger iron. Learning isn't always glamorous. Sometimes it's boring. Sometimes it's uncomfortable. Sometimes it forces you to confront truths about yourself that you don't want to face. But that's the price of growth. You can't expect transformation to come wrapped in convenience. Growth demands sacrifice. It demands humility. It demands consistency. But the reward is worth it. The best version of you is worth it. Every day ask yourself, what did I learn today? How did I grow today? What new skill? What new mindset? What new lesson did I add to my life? If you can't answer that, then you wasted the day. Time doesn't stop. And if you're not learning, you're falling behind. Growth is not a one-time decision. It's a daily commitment. So I don't care how old you are. I don't care how much success you've already had. I don't care how much talent you were born with. There's always another level. There's always more to learn. There's always room to grow. The best version of you is not fixed. It's evolving. And the only way to keep evolving is to keep learning. Never stop being a student. Never stop asking questions. Never stop seeking wisdom. Never stop growing. Because the day you stop learning is the day you stop becoming. And the best version of you is waiting on the other side of your commitment to lifelong growth.